you so much for joining us on the program. I'm Melinda Kinlami. Coming up today,
No place for the parent in the palace.
this musical performance done by the Bolanle Austin Peters production left jaws dropping.
These are not your children.
Definitely mine.
Then in another part of Lagos, we'll enjoy Yadichinma Spice at the Co Gallery. Then we hear from you on our feedback segment where we ask you what drives you as a creative. Details in a moment. Stay with us.
Our wordsmith for this week is John King Ayonfe, titled Don't Just Stop. Challenges may stand like Mount Everest, whilst tempestuous days hit you with discomfort. Friends may defy friendship to devour you. Family may deny to know you. Even the world may treat you as an alien. Stranded you become. Still, you must move. Listen not to the voice of rejection, hearken not to the voice of quitting, for in you is a version bigger than them all. Reality is just few miles away. Keep dreaming, keep aspiring, keep walking. Don't just stop. Speak light to yourself. Arise at morn and behold the great future ahead. Become the reality of what you dream. The winds come, birds hide, but eagles gladly soar.
Remain standing no matter the challenges. Thank you so much, John King Ayonfe, for that reminder. It has to be constantly with us in these times as we try to do things that will lift our spirits and make us happy. For our viewers, we like to show them interesting performances like the one we have today.
Oluronbi, the musical, uses all the right theatrical elements to reenact this folklore famous amongst the Yoruba tribe in the southwest Nigeria.
Today we gather again for Ayo Festival, the festival of harvest. When Ifa told me that I should sit on the throne of Orunmila, I replied, Ifa, I said I shall only accept the throne if Oluronbi promises me peace. Indeed, Roku. Oluronbi has kept his promise. It's been 22 harvests and we've had nothing but peace. May Oluronbi be praised.
In this storyline, it's popular for people to ask the mighty tree called Iroko Oluwere for different requests, but they must return the favor.
I can see you are trying out the clothes the king bought for you already.
Yes, Yeye. I didn't know that Ogun had the finest materials.
Yes, my son gives you the best.
Yes,
but you cannot give him anything.
Yeye? I do not understand, Yeye.
You know what I am talking about, so stop pretending. Oluronbi, children are the pride of a woman. She must have at least one to earn her place has her two legs firmly in her husband's house, one without, is still hanging by the door. Oh, Oluronbi. The king is not growing any younger, you know. He needs an egg. Fast! So, if I were you, instead of wasting your time dressing up like overpriced peacock, you will find a solution to your problem. You know why? No place for the baron in the palace. 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 What? We know about you. I feel for you. But then they're back to I from where rock and you're fussy.
So, a barren queen decides to take a chance, and the wish is granted.
Daughter of the Iroko, there is a time for everything under the sun. Those who seek to fasten or slow down fate always end up with a bloody nose.
See my heart. See my sorrow. Look at my heart and please grant me my heart's desire.
You desire a child.
Yes.
Your heart drowns in a river of sorrow.
Yes.
But fret not, child, for no one comes to the Oluronbi and returns empty-handed.
Thank you.
I shall grant your heart's desire. I shall give you a child.
Thank you.
A beautiful one, pleasing to the eye. But Oluronbi wants something in return.
No sacrifice is too much. No price is too great. Whatever it is, I will pay.
Oluronbi does not put a price on man. Man puts a price on himself. Say, what will you give to Oluronbi?
Mary, you see my heart. You know all I want is to be counted amongst mothers. On the day the child sees her first harvest, I will return her back to you. Everyone makes a pledge of worship. Everyone makes a pledge of gold. But no one makes the pledge of her child. No one makes the pledge of her only child. Think again, think again, think again. Oluronbi. No, please think again. I said no!
Very well then.
It's relevant for our society in particular because of the political climes that we find ourselves in, where people make promises often and then they get there and do not fulfill those promises.
The child, named Akpobekwe, meaning the one as red as palm oil, grew up, but Oluronbi wanted to play a fast one on the wise shrub.
Mommy. Mommy, come. Sit. Mommy. What is happening? Why am I locked up? I cannot go anywhere without your watchdog always showing up. I heard that. And I asked you to leave us. Yes, we can. Mommy. Yes. Is it that you no longer trust me to take care of myself? That's it. Yes. I trust you. I trust trust you very much. It's just that terrible things are happening right now. Terrible? What? Tell me. You are too young to understand. Too young, mommy. I have seen 16 harvests today. I am not too young. I know. Still, you are my daughter. And I am your best friend too, right? Please, make me understand. I want to know. Mommy, it's not fair. It's not fair.
I've had to feel every sliver of pain that she has felt, every sorrow, her joys, her downs, everything. So being the character has been a wonderful experience for me. It's not every time, you get to play and go through so many emotions, in one sitting.
Why do you love me so?
You really want to know?
Yes.
My darling, my lover, it's me and you forever. Nothing can come.
Productions like this call to your very core. It calls out everything that you want to say you are as a professional artist. So I think the moral of it is that when you make a vow, you must ensure that you fulfill it.
The Oluronbi musical is another powerful African tale with a twist to make it connect with the contemporary audience.
I love you.
I like the songs and setting of that musical. The storyline, for some of us, is a trip down memory lane. Now, let's take a moment on the show, but do enjoy these works of art from our various social media platforms. Let's begin with Ara Dainde's Man in the Mirror. It's done with oil on recycled flex. Then Behold the Lily and the Bird is a ballpoint pen and color pencil on paperwork by Ifeanyi Ejiofor. The Black Boy is Not Happy. That's according to Paul Ogunlesi with his newsprint and acrylic on canvas work. Self-Contemplation is a charcoal on board work by Dennis Onofua. Then Oluseyi Atos has First Light, done with oil on canvas. Taking a Leap is this acrylic on canvas work done by Joel Nwachukwu. Then Radiance 2, the male version, is an oil on canvas work done by Aziz Afis. Once Upon a Country is a mixed media work done by Michael Joseph. Then The Balcony is a mixed media painting as well, done by Ben Davids. Ibiyemi Olamilekan has Reflection, done with charcoal pencil on paper. He says we are a reflection and makeup of what we feed our minds. So we should feast on quality things that make us happy. And those are the works of art you sent in this week. We encourage you to keep them coming.
Living entirely off writing is a precarious existence, and money is always short. But with careful management and planning, I find I could keep my head and those of my family, through God's grace, above water.
This contemporary artist centers her practice on explorations of line, form, and boundary, expressed through an array of media, including paintings, drawings, sculpture, and film.
This is the first solo exhibition by Yadichinma Kalu titled Saffron in the Desert. Her new body of works, which began during her residency in Dubai, which was cut short due to the global lockdown, but it gave her ideas which has blossomed into this show.
The title of this exhibition is called Saffron in the Desert, and I found the saffron spice in the Deira market in Dubai, and I decided I was inspired by it, and that's what I've used to make a lot of this work. But also, it's in two parts. There's the saffron work, which is a lot about hope and healing for me, and there is the other part, which is the tracing paper work and the spray paint, and a lot of that represents loss and, despair that I faced and had this year.
In her practice, she creates landscapes on paper made with combinations of abstract elements and textures influenced broadly by a mix of artistic movements as she researches and documents daily life.
I've worked with certain materials. I've worked with saffron and watercolor. I've also played with some tracing paper and spray paint. And there's also some sculpture work that's done in plaster of Paris. I'm very interested in material in general, and so I tried as much as possible to push the boundaries of that. It's my first time working with spray paint, and it's a really exciting, interesting material to work with. And as for the watercolor, that's also what I've used because of the saffron. The saffron is a spice that you can basically get ink out of when you mix it with some water.
Saffron in the Desert uses saffron spice, which she applies to her paintings of landscapes and environments as a metaphor for psychological healing and hope, exploring the quality of its golden yellow presence.
For what to look forward to on the next episode, take a look at this. But first, your response to the new question we asked you.
When I see the sketches on a work of art, it motivates me more to create something unique. I get motivated mostly by works of veteran artists on Art House and other art platforms. Then, the idea of wanting to be better also pushes me. What keeps on motivating me to be creative is the free expression available to all and sundry in the arts and crafts field. I love being unique, and so that's why you can hardly find my creations anywhere. Ideas, sometimes, we live in a collage of utopic ideas of great art we want to execute. We find ways to get it done, no matter the economic conditions.
Next week on Art House.
Thank God, say, oh, you see this my orange tree? You see this my orange tree? This year, orange tree. I saw!
Another rib-cracking experience, but this time it's coming from the nation's capital in Oluronbi's comic play, Gripam.
Anybody who was on top of this my orange tree, when I take first, say, Gripam, that's all. Make it and that get like stuff where they knock for envelope when they go to Toronto of Canada.
See that as well as other things happening in the art world when you tune in next time.
Your art house experience doesn't have to end when the show's not on television. Interact with us on any of our social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on Channels TV's YouTube page. Send your works of art to Art House on Channels Television by joining the group on Facebook. We are everywhere.
The curtain falls on another exciting episode, but the conversation continues online as usual. Hit me up on any of our social media platforms. I'm Melinda Yadichinma, encouraging you to stay safe and keep being creative.